Breaking news, guys, you will now be forced to take a DNA test after your baby is born now, because a lot of confusion has been going on during the years. So now they are making it to you have to take a DNA test as soon as the baby is born with the dude that you claim to be the dad. The dad cannot sign that birth certificate until the DNA results come back that the child is his. I feel like this is a very good thing nowadays, because sometimes the mom might be confused, don't know who the baby daddy is, and point it to the person that she thinks the baby daddy is for some reason. And it's not fair to the dad that's not the baby daddy, to still be taking care of a baby that's not his. So lawfully, I feel like this is a very great decision. I don't feel like anybody should be mad about this decision. Your baby needs to get that mouth swabbed, and that man do too. He needs to make sure that baby is his before he be signing any type of papers. Don't be mad at me, be mad at the source. So yeah, that's how. And another thing is, if you have a man that you claim the dad is and it's not the dad, he can sue you now.
This is not breaking news. This is good news. There are too many men fathering kids that aren't theirs. We're literally in a cheating pandemic, where these Western women sleep with different men without protection and don't see anything wrong with it.
Y'all be cheating on y'all boyfriend and y'all get pregnant. Why do y'all tell on yourselves? Just let your boyfriend be the baby daddy. Just let it be what it is. You don't have to tell him nothing.
How many times have we seen that the man is not the father? DNA testing should be mandatory, and that will stop the fraud. From all I've seen, the fraud is not prosecuted.
Mandatory. If you know, like, oh, my girl, she ain't doing this, she ain't doing that, like,
but would you
I already
feel
know what it
offended
is.
if a man asked you
I'm
that?
very much offended. If he, I'm be mad, because you should know my body.
A lot of people have the, especially when it comes to women, is we just assume that they are loyal and trustworthy, right? And not all women are that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it should be any type of disrespect in there. You know, most guys that I ask this question, they just like, yeah, definitely. But when you ask women, it's like, nah, that's disrespectful. I'll kill it if you ask me that question.
I feel like it should be mandatory because, like I said, it would take out anybody being offended in the situation.
My significant other asking me, that would offend me. But if it was something that's
already mandatory,
that's different.
Him asking that shouldn't get your lack of trust. That, if anything, if you're confident that it's his child,
I am.
It shouldn't be an issue. Like, it shouldn't be no problem at all.
No, for me, I just feel like, honestly, don't ask me that, because you sound stupid.
If she gets offended, then she's a suspect. Simple as that. It's not like she's paying for it, so if she's got nothing to hide, why worry about it?
What?
All inclusive, baby. All inclusive, baby. We going to Dubai on week. We going to Dubai. Merry Christmas. We going to Dubai. Look in it. The tickets is in there, baby. The tickets is in there. The tickets is in there. We finna be shaking out by like New Year's. The tickets is in there. Look in there. Yeah. Yeah.
What is this?
DNA test report. Yeah. 0% paternity probability. Yeah. Our son? Nah, yeah, that's not me. This right here say my son ain't my son. And you ain't even got nothing to explain, because this explained it already. Yeah, matter of fact, no, it's not. Go to the next page. I'm going to show you how much I'm joking. I'm going to show you divorce settlement agreement. Divorce settlement. I already pre-made it up. Divorce agreement. It's up.
What is
you know what that means. That means we over with. We over with. Get out my house. Get out my house. I don't care. Get out my house. Get out. I don't care. You ain't got nowhere to go. That ain't my responsibility. But I don't care. I don't care. What you shouldn't have did was have me raise a kid that wasn't mine all this time. And I'm getting a DNA test on my daughter next. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm getting a DNA test on my daughter next. Get my paperwork. You ain't gonna sign a divorce. You ain't got to. Get out though. On gang. Get out. Not mine. Not mine.
I don't care.
Dubai turned to goodbye real quick here. You can feel the pain inside of his excitement. Every man's nightmare.
My ex snuck and done a DNA test on my daughter and found out she was not his. I did know she was not his, but her real father is a deadbeat to all of his other kids, so I knew he wasn't going to take care of her. And I wanted her to have a good father in her life. Now, backstory. I had been with my child's father off and on for 2 years. He has 4 other kids that he barely even sees. He doesn't pay them child support, and I've never met any of them because he never spends time with them. We were on a breakup, And on this breakup, I had met this guy who was a great person, a great father, a great provider, but I was still messing with my ex. I found out I was pregnant, which I knew was my ex, because me and the new guy hadn't been intimate yet, because I just wasn't into him like that. And I was only into what he could do for me at the time of me entertaining him.
See, I don't have pity for guys that get used by these women. The signs are always there. Why the hell are you in contact with a woman that still talks to her ex? A woman that hasn't healed yet?
I was just trying to make my ex jealous by texting and talking to the other guy when he was around, and I would tell him how I had a date anytime he would come over. So once I found out I was pregnant, I just knew it was my ex. So then I decided to be intimate with the new guy. I gaslit him into thinking he had got me pregnant, and he was very excited. Fast forward, I had my daughter. She came out with my ex's complexion and his nose. I just pushed it in the back of my mind for a while, about a year. Well, he had took her to a family reunion, and apparently the family had a lot to say about her color complexion, which had him thinking. So he looked up my ex and thought, wait. He took her and had a DNA test on her, and it came back she was not his. Was I wrong for wanting my daughter to have a good father even though I had made a mistake?
Women will excuse themselves from any and all responsibilities when it comes to holding themselves accountable. You're a terrible person. There's no excuse for lying to any man about fatherhood. You didn't make a mistake. You made another terrible decision. Again.
Sometimes you just gotta read your ex-husband text and go on about your day. Read! You purposely dragged the divorce until you had your third kid so that it could be born while this divorce dragged out, so that legally you didn't have to provide me with a DNA test, because you know when that kid was conceived, we were separated and you were a one-night stand, and it's a strong possibility that kid is not mine. This happened in November and you told me in January. You got your period. If you have nothing to hide, give me my DNA test. I'm going to court to fight for. Now listen, you know she wrong when the women are agreeing with the man. Give him the test. Why keep further complicating things? His doubts are valid. And this is why I feel like DNA testing should be mandatory if possible at birth. I don't know. I'm not seeing the point of not doing the DNA test.
She knows that baby is not his, but she doesn't want to do a DNA test because it's going to mess with her income that she's going to be getting from the divorce settlement and child support.
I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't think that, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time because you feel that way. I don't think every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving a life. You could be in a hospital saving a life.
I personally pay taxes, and I care about where my money goes. I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. Handle your personal shit. And for me, I want to fund schools. I want to fund the MTA because the trains are never on time. We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test.
These women think we're stupid. They keep fighting on ways to avoid accountability. Don't fight something that is not a problem. Let them have their DNA tests.
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody cool,
and
Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing
it's two
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on a deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type. There's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out because of medical reasons. You mean that's not my father? father. Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men and the grown children who these women falsely accuse. We see it on Moore, we see it on paternity court, but yet we say men need to be held accountable.
What most people don't realize is that a lot of men's lives are ruined because of this. Men even get prison time for not being able to pay child support for a kid that isn't even theirs, and the mother knew all along.
My husband got a paternity test on our 5-year-old daughter and it came back negative, but I never cheated. And now he wants a divorce. And after a lot of silence and anxiety, I finally had a conversation with him. We discussed a lot of things, but I told him I would literally never cheat on him. I told him a list of tests that I really wanted to take to prove it to him that it was a faulty test. He told me he didn't want to hear it right now, so we're going to talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. Although this is really hard on him, he did say that he still loves our daughter and that he won't try to kick me out of the house or our room again. I have no idea what to do. I feel like I'm being punished for something that I literally didn't do because I did not do it and I would never cheat on him. At the end of our long conversation, I did ask him to hug me just to feel a little bit of reassurance, and he did, thankfully, and that made me feel a lot better. But I'm still just so scared that I'm not going to be able to convince him that it was a faulty test. I don't know how I can be a good wife and support his needs while also proving my innocence.
Gaslighting 101. Get another test, plain and simple. Anyway, that's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, click on the notification bell to know when I drop a new video. Bye.